day, said the fox with his sly, evil grin. Then before they could answer, the fox started in. I know you've been taught that a fox is no good.
But I'm really not bad. I'm just misunderstood. The whole reputation of foxes, you see, is simply old-fashioned.
Why, just look at me. I don't want to hurt you. I'm not a bad guy. I just have these treats that I want you to try.
No thank you, said Chicken as he started walking, but Fox was not finished, so he kept on talking. Don't be a big baby, Fox growled in disgust. One taste will not hurt you. Relax, show some trust. One taste of these treats and you'll feel good all day. One taste will not hurt you. Now what do you say?
Just call me Chicken, was Chicken's reply. There's things I won't do and there's things I won't try. I know who I am and I like me a lot. So why should I try to be something I'm not?
Then we have to go through and check for mistakes. And that part is called editing. Can everybody say editing? Editing. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about editing with this book right here. And I got a little story to tell you about this. When we were getting ready to go to print on this book, we started the editing process. We had all gone through it. I had gone through it. My sister had gone through it. I have a friend of mine, and she's an author, and she did it. You have this book? Awesome. And so what we did is we went through, and we were just about to go to print. And when we go to print, we usually print 6,000 copies. And all of a sudden, my son Tyler, and he was 8 years old, he goes, "Dad, we got a problem." I said, "What's the problem?" And he said, "You spell Joanna with an H at the beginning of the book, and at the very end of the book, when you spell Joanna, you don't use an H." Well, it doesn't matter which way I spell it, but I got to do it the same way throughout the whole book, right? So we made that change, and I gave Tyler $35, and I made him an editor. So now Tyler is one of my editors. He's now 11, but he is one of my editors, and every time I do a new book, Tyler reads through, and he double checks things, because sometimes Tyler can catch things that we might miss. Because Tyler caught that. Isn't that pretty cool? That Tyler was able to catch that? And so that's editing.
So those are changes that are done in editing. That's what editing is, when you go in and you make changes. So when you guys have to write a paper at school, or sometimes you're doing your homework, you have to go in and make changes, that's editing. Can everybody say editing? Editing! That's right. So we've talked right now, we've talked about the author, the illustrator, the editor, and we talked about the publisher. Okay, and I just mentioned that when we get done editing, who do we send the book off to?
A printer.
A printer, that's right, that's the last person.
Okay, so we get that book at the printer, and then when they print the book and they put it in boxes, which is what they're doing now, they put it in the boxes, and then they take those boxes and they put them onto a thing called a pallet, which is 2 pieces of wood, and it's like a platform, and they can lift it up with a forklift to move a lot of boxes at once. So they stack them on a pallet, and then they move that over to the shipping department, and they take it in a truck, they take it down to the port in China.
Where they put them in a big metal container that's about as big as your classroom. Then they lift that up with a huge crane and put it on a ship. And then that ship, it sails all across the ocean and it lands in California. Then another big crane takes that container off the ship and puts it on a train. And the train comes all the way from Los Angeles up to Salt Lake City.
And then it's going to go into a logistics company. They're going to take it and put it in their warehouse, and they're going to call me up on the phone. They're going to say, "Mr. Dixon, we got your books." And then I'm going to call my friend Travis, who has a trucking company, and Travis is going to go over there. He's going to take his truck, and he's going to get those pallets and put them on the truck. They're going to bring them down to Grumpy Publications, and we're going to unload them into the warehouse.
And then when I come and visit, that's when I bring those books to the kids. So that's how the books get from the printer all the way in China, all the way to you guys in Utah. Isn't that a lot?
Yeah.
So this year, we've got a special program. And this program is if you guys can read 500 books as a class, look over here, if you can read 500 books as a class, And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, at the end of the school year, I'm going to bring you a copy of my newest book, Just Call Me Chicken. Okay?
How many books are we gonna read?
500.
And if we read our 500 books, I will bring each of you a copy of Just Call Me Chicken. I'll sign them and I'll bring them to you so you can take them home at the end of the school year.
Thank you.